guys, welcome to Comfort Life channel. I am so happy to see you here today. In this video, I would love to talk to you about lines and wrinkles that are considered to be reversible. Well, compared to the second group, which obviously would be the wrinkles that are not reversible, but in both cases, the wrinkles could be avoided to a certain degree if planned ahead. What are reversible wrinkles? Well, basically, these are the wrinkles that everybody will have or has. These are people who doesn't really matter what type of skin they have. These are the wrinkles which develop around the eyes, around the mouth, and on the forehead. Well, the reason for it is pretty simple. There are not enough oil glands in these areas of your face. I just really want to empathize it. There are fewer oil glands for people with every single type of skin, even people, for people with oily skin. We all know that a healthy looking skin is the skin that looks sort of plumped, right? This is the condition we really prefer for our skin. What happens that when your skin is losing the moisture, when the moisture is evaporated and you don't have enough of the oil, which acts as a protection for your skin, basically you end up with lines and wrinkles. So if your complexion loses too much moisture, you will definitely develop lines and wrinkles to a certain degree, of course. So the rule number one for everyone is to prevent that condition. I can give you just a real example and just compare, a fresh plum with a dried prune, right? The dried prune is the fruit that has no moisture in it left. So the same basically happens with your skin. And the reversible lines, they're mostly the lines that you could be the reason for them to develop in the first place, and that's why they're considered reversible, because you can do something, and actually a lot of different things, to prevent them from happening. And in this video, I just want to share with you, these simple tricks. This is also important for people, who don't really have the lines yet, so you know everything you need to do and need not to do, which is very important. So basically, avoidance is, the key word in here. So to begin with, obviously, if your skincare is too drying for your face, you are the one that definitely, you make the lines. Because if your skincare dries out your skin too much, you don't have enough oil left, right? Well, it's actually obvious. But I also need to make sure here is that you understand that the skincare for your, routine for your skin is not supposed to be the same all the time throughout the year. That's why I always mention in my videos the summer skincare, the winter skincare, they are very different. Well, let's say I live in New York and the weather here is dramatically different compared from winter to the summer. Summer is very humid and the winter is very dry. The winds, they're cold and they're strong. So it definitely means that in winter time my skin will be dry. And I'm not only talking about my, skin on my face, my hands feel it right away. The first cold day I need a hand cream, whereas in the summertime I don't really need that, and I won't do it for my complexion either, because I might develop acne and then blackheads and whiteheads. So you need to feel smart here and obviously adjust to what your skin needs. So but because we are talking about losing moisture, it means that the environment you're living in is probably too dry. Well, I'm talking about your house, for example, or your office, for instance, right? Well, air conditioning and the heaters, they are very drying and they are very bad for your skin, unfortunately. You could notice sometimes if you just enter the room or in your house that your nose feel very dry and you develop nosebleeds. That's actually the thing number one that would tell you that the air is too dry. I'd say a good idea would be to invest in a small device like this, and I specifically tried to make the air very dry, and you see here it's 21%. It's a very low indoor humidity level, which would definitely tell you that the temperature is, that not the temperature, but that the humidity is too low. It is too bad for your skin. But I would also say that when the air is too humid or too dry, it's also bad for your health, all the bacteria, and especially if anyone in your household is sick, especially if you have little kids or, not even that little, just kids. Of course, you yourself included, you need to have a proper humidity level at around 40 or 50%, which is preferable. So this type of devices would tell you when it's normal, when it's too high, and when it's too low. So now I see that the air in my room, for instance, is too dry. What am I supposed to do? Well, the easiest thing would be to get a humidifier. This is specifically, developed for making the air in your apartment normal, right? But sometimes we don't really want to invest in any type of humidifier. There are ways that could really help you to even bypass the humidifier. Well, if you have the old type radiators during the winter time, you could even put the pans filled with water, and then put the pans on the radiator. Water simply will evaporate into the air, humidifying it. Another way you could actually add moisture to the air is just run the shower, not getting into it, just run a shower for several minutes and then leave the door for your bathroom open. You could also even fill up the tube with water and leave it in there, because the moisture will end up in the air eventually. One of my favorite techniques is just to boil water on the stove. So you just put a couple of pans filled with water and you boil them. The thing is that while the water boils, it turns into steam vapor and it's actually in the air. So this is a very effective method, and I really love it. It's probably the easiest thing you can do. So this is the way you could really make sure that the air in your apartment, in anywhere, is actually good. Of course, if there is a problem with the air in your office, I would recommend getting a humidifier. Well, I guess that's the only way to do here. Another reason why you could really develop the lines or wrinkles is when you are losing weight rapidly. When sometimes, when a person is on a crash diet, right, or he loses weight too fast, he actually looks wrinkled all over. Not even, his face looks wrinkled, because you already have the skin there, and then you just lose weight and where it's supposed to go. That's why it's always advised to lose weight gradually, consistently trying, not doing it very fast. This is also very bad for your health, because your body needs to adjust. And a crash diet, or when you're nutritionally deficient, it's really a big shock and stress for your body. In this case, diuretics, if you're not, professionally advised by the doctor, right, to take diuretics, I would always say that you shouldn't do it, because you want to lose weight, because you will stay dehydrated. And now when we're talking about the diet, it's very wise to mention here is that if your water intake is not enough, obviously you will have not enough water for your body, for all the processes, and for your skin. So you always need to make sure that you are staying properly hydrated, and you're properly hydrated not with black tea or a cup of coffee. You are hydrated with pure water. Another reason why you might really look not that well, not your best, especially in the morning, is that when you go to bed and you eat right before going to bed. This is a very bad habit. And another reason is that when you drink water, but just prior going to bed, this is also bad, because you will wake up with the puffy eyes. And if you have puffy eyes, you will develop the wrinkles faster, and so on and so on. So also you need to remember that if you are drinking alcohol, or again coffee, or any black or green tea, something containing caffeine, just before going to sleep, they are all dehydrating. So you would probably be dehydrated, and this is just the vicious cycle. So this is basically the proper routine just before going to sleep. And if you are drinking alcohol and you are drinking coffee, just make sure you have a glass of water per drink. Let's say you had a glass of wine, have a glass of water. It's also wise to have a glass of water with the coffee, so you're not dehydrated. Also, some people, they do love putting heavy creams, right, on just before going to sleep. This is very bad also, because number one, they're probably not going to be just soaked into, because you sleep and the pillow will suck most of the cream off, but also because you are always supposed to remove the excess. So it doesn't make your face look puffy, and basically it will definitely help you to develop the lines and wrinkles and many other skin conditions you don't want. We all know about this rule of thumb here, is that apply any skincare products 2 hours before going to sleep, or at least an hour, and always remove the excess with tissue. Of course, if you're absolutely avoiding putting moisturizing creams and lotions on the areas that are dry and develop the wrinkles faster, you should start doing that. By this, I don't mean that you need to go to the store and specifically buy a cream for the under eye area, because I have a video about that. You don't really need that. A good moisturizer will pretty much do the job. And again, if sometimes during summertime you are really good with gels and lighter formulas, during winter time you probably would need to use heavy products. Even if you're suffering from acne, you never develop acne, around your eyes, right? I shouldn't probably talk only about winter time. I should also mention the summertime here. The thing is that I almost always notice the wrinkles around the eyes when I spend too much time on the sun. Sometimes, it is just inevitable. So always make sure that you do have an SPF protection, and then you do moisturize this area after, a nice tan, for example. I need to mention the mimic here because sometimes when your mimic is very rich, right, you will develop the lines and wrinkles. So you need to watch out for this, because I have sometimes the mimic that I don't really want recently, because I am developing the line here in my forehead, because I always do this. Also, I have noticed that every time I work at the computer, when you're too serious and like too into it, you are really straining, and see what happens in here. And basically when you're also sitting too much, sometimes your head goes down, and this is really not good for your neck. So all these things, you just need to control them. I mean, as much as you can, just pay attention to it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't smile. Please do smile. Just saying about things about forehead and here between the eyebrows. And of course, talking about your skincare routine, I would just say that please do make sure that your toner, your cleanser, they are not trying to really get rid of all the oil on your face, even if you're suffering from acne, because there is a condition when you have actually dry skin but you still have the acne. So it's not really a solution. It doesn't work this way. As far as the things that you could use for your face when in order not to lose any oil, you could try the oil cleansing method. You could also try to clean your face with oatmeal, just to make it in the form of a powder. If you're suffering from acne, you could add a little sea salt. And let's say, even I'm using apple cider vinegar as the natural toner, I always change the dilution in the winter time. I always make it more diluted, because it will definitely start drying my skin. I don't want that. And a very simple thing you could actually do, you could make a humidifier for your face. This is a steam for your face. When you just have a pan, right, and the water was boiled in there, you could do it with different herbs or probably essential oils, right? But always make sure you know which oils to use here. This is a word of caution, and you just put the towel all over you, and your face will be actually getting all the steam coming from the pan. I would definitely advise you to clean your face first, so your face is clean, and then you use this steam mist, which is very good. There are even special steam mists sold out there. This is just the easiest DIY method, everyone has been doing for centuries, I'd say. And then I would recommend you could even wash your face again with oatmeal powder. This is gonna really give you like a deep cleansing method here. And always make sure that you do follow with the moisturizer. But please understand that people who are suffering from acne, or do know that if they put anything heavy on your skin, they will end up with a blemish, right? I am saying that I am specifically trying to concentrate on the areas that do not have enough oil glands, which is around the eyes, which is around the mouth and your forehead. So you need to act wisely here. And if you notice that right after you've been using for some time, let's say benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid, you were fine, and now you see that you develop the dryness, please do stop, because you might really change the condition and the skin type of your skin, so you will not do the best, right? So you're not doing your skin a favor. I believe that I have mentioned everything I wanted to, and I hope you guys got at least a little bit of the information about the reversible wrinkles and probably the mistakes that you are doing and something you shouldn't do. We just probably mentioned that for the moisturizing things, you don't need to buy $400 cream or something. You could use simple, oils like olive oil, coconut oil, rosehip oil. There are plenty of oils, wonderful for your skin. So that's that. And as always, guys, I wish you to stay very happy, very healthy, beautiful, and handsome. I really wish you this from the bottom of my heart. I do appreciate all your attention and all your support. If you like this video, please put the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you later.